Welcome to ZakDTV, the place for interesting news from around the net. In today's episode, we're going to take a look at SpaceX's new spacesuit and at some other ones that are out there as well. Then we're going to move into how astronauts will turn human waste into usable plastics. And we're going to wrap up with the best photo of a star that has ever been taken. And remember, if you want interesting news like this 7 days a week, click the subscribe button right over here. And if you hit the bell, you'll know when I upload something new. All right, let's get into this. It's from Elon Musk. That's right, that's a first look at their new spacesuit for the SpaceX program. It's a really good looking suit, and it looks like the unofficial photos that came out about a year ago. And with this post, Musk said, "This is the first picture of SpaceX spacesuit. More in days to follow. Worth noting that this actually works, not a mock-up. Already tested to double vacuum pressure. Was incredibly hard to balance aesthetics and function. Easy to do either separately." And that's what I want to look at in this spacesuit. This is obviously not an EVA suit. You cannot go outside into the vacuum of space wearing this suit. Part of the reason our current EVA gear is so big is it has to provide a pressurized environment and reliable climate control, because it takes more than a hoodie to keep you warm in space. And another thing spacesuits have to do, like they're trying to do with this one from MIT, is provide pressure to the body. And from looking at this suit, I really don't think this can do that either. Not very well, at least. I believe underneath this, they're still probably going to have to wear the G suit like they do now. So yes, it is a cool looking suit. It's kind of along the same line as the one Boeing's putting out or NASA's next gen suit, but it's not an EVA suit. It's not something you're going to be able to wear on the surface of the moon or walking around Mars, but it will look pretty cool with these space boots made by Reebok. Next, let's look at how researchers from Clemson University are trying to conserve room on our future space missions. The long-distance ones, the ones to Mars and further. These researchers presented their study yesterday at the National Meeting and Exposition of the American Chemical Society. The solution they detailed in their report will use human waste like urine and CO2 to produce plastics and even some nutrients, like omega-3 fatty acids. And according to Mark Blenner, he's the head researcher on this project, if astronauts are going to make journeys that span several years, we'll need to find a way to reuse and recycle everything they bring with them. Atom economy will become really important. So they've come up with this biological system that uses a strain of yeast called Y. lipolytica that requires nitrogen, which can be found in unrefined urine, and CO2, which of course we exhale when we breathe. The yeast can then be tailored to put out either polyester or omega-3 fatty acids. And of course, this is in very small quantities right now. They're just getting into the science behind this, but they are hoping to upscale this system to be able to provide the raw materials for 3D printing and supplements for human nutrition. Not only does this have great applications for a colony on Mars or the moon, but also right here on Earth to help recycle our waste the way it is now. And finally, let's take a look at the best photo of a star ever taken. A team using the Very Large Telescope Interferometer at the Paranal Observatory in Chile took this photo of Antares. Of course, looking at it, it seems out of focus and whatnot. But you have to think, this is a star 555 light years away from planet Earth. So at that distance, this resolution is pretty darn cool. This is actually considered a better photo than this picture of Betelgeuse that was released just this June. And as it seems with science, the more information you get, the more questions there are. And this one raises a huge one. Using this data, researchers had an artist render this photo of it. And those giant swirling hot spots are part of the new mystery now that surrounds this star. So of course this opens them up to a lot more questions. What's going on? How's it happening? Can't be explained by just normal convection because the speeds at which they find this matter moving just don't seem like they should exist. It also brings up questions of very quickly moving gas clumps in the upper atmosphere of the star, which cannot be explained by any of our current models. So of course they have a lot more work to do. And by the way, for comparison, here is a picture of Antares, Betelgeuse, and over here in the corner, that's our sun. Really makes you feel puny when you see things like that, doesn't it? So with that being said, I'm going to get back to my small life on a small planet and call it a day. Thanks for stopping in, and if you like what I do, your friends will too. So share me on Facebook or Twitter. I do this 7 days a week with a live stream on Saturday and a short on Sunday. So I hope to see you here again. So until next time, have fun and be safe.